must learn how to keep the church on fire. We must learn how to keep the family on fire. You must learn how to keep yourself on fire. I have duty to keep church on fire. I'm not going to listen to what anybody says. The forces of darkness shall not settle here again. One day people will rejoice with you. Your story will change 100%. The word of God stands and stands firm. Provocations, that occasion supernatural breakthrough. And our text is drawn from 1 Samuel 1 to 11. The believer's life is enhanced. It gets better if he or she can touch heaven or commune with divinity or the supernatural. But unfortunately, from the fall of Adam, the impact of that fall made it difficult for humans to access God at will, or access divinity easily, or get into the supernatural realm very easily. As years go, it looks as if humanity is farther and farther from divinity. Accessing God, hitting at heaven, whether through prayer or praise or worship or faith or any, has continually been getting harder and harder. Praise the Lord. In modern times, because of the impact of technology, the life we live, how we live, accessing God, gaining access to divinity or the supernatural has become even more difficult. So that today, it takes sometimes a serious crisis to gain breakthrough to divinity or the supernatural realm. Sometimes somebody will need to get too sick or come upon a near-death experience in order to hear from God, in order to touch heaven, in order to hear things outside our realm. Sometimes some will even die temporarily, or at least get into coma in order to achieve this. Some will have to deny themselves, do some disciplinary measure to the body or the flesh through prolonged fasting, or sometimes very rigorous dry fasting, to touch heaven, to gain access to the supernatural or divinity. Sometimes some may need to go through pains, heavy pains, to achieve this. Provocation is one of those crises that, if managed properly, can lead to a condition of mind, can lead to firm determination, can lead to an action of faith that will in turn grant a person access to divinity, access to the supernatural world. But don't make mistake about this. Whenever there is a touch of a human to the heavens, or heaven touches any on earth, the difference is usually crystal clear. Praise the Lord. The story of Anna, as we have in our text, is a very good example of instances where provocation can lead to a condition of mind that will in turn drive a person to a decision, a determination, an action of faith that will propel a person to divinity, to touch heaven, to get something outside our own realm over here. Praise the Lord. This is a story we know very well. I had said here, either within the week or so, some scriptures, we preach from them at different times. But God will, from time to time, still give a very fresh message from them, and they will be checking. But I've been reading this all these years. This woman got married to a man. Years and years passed. She couldn't have children. And as the custom, the culture of the time allowed, now what we believe don't allow it. The man married another one. And this second one came in, started having children, and the passage tells us she had sons and daughters. But she had this bad behavior of always provoking this other woman. We were told continually as children when we were growing up that you don't use a person's misfortune to speak to that person. So we grew that way. So that when you see a person with a problem, no matter how he abuses you, you just maintain. Even if you are going to talk back, not on the side of that person's problem. This woman would not live by this. She would act, she would speak, she would do different things that will make this good woman on a good day, annual event, a time in the house of God, she will get so irritated, get so anxious, get into crying and weeping, and would not eat food. I have seen that even now, even in our day, we still have humans who are happy when others are sad, when others are in pains. They are uncomfortable if everybody is happy. So it's like it's better when there is somebody who is grieving. When there is somebody who is in pain, then he says, yeah, I have done it. But that is foolishness. It just doesn't make sense. Amen. She was getting to where she could live with her problems without worries. But these provocations made her unable to settle and live with her problems. Praise the Lord. Then came this particular time. Maybe it's not so recorded. Maybe the irritation, the anxiety caused by this woman this time around was so high. It was so different. It was so deep as she couldn't take this one anymore. And it created a condition of mind. It is that condition of mind that I am looking at. It cannot be explained. It cannot be explained. I keep seeing experiences we have that words cannot really explain. Words can't express them. That condition of mind that made her decide, I am going to pray like never before. Her prayer was such that Eli, who had lived as a priest for many years, he had become an old man, never in his life seen any praying in that way. That prayer was so different that Eli concluded this woman must be drunk. That condition of mind made her decide. She said to God, if you can only give me a son, just one. She wasn't asking for two. Only one. If I get that one, I will sacrifice him to you. I will give him back to you. All the days of his life, I will go back home and live without a child. But I want to bring an end to this provocation. That condition of mind is what I pray you can come upon. If there is something that irritates you, if there is something that causes you anxiety, if there is something that leads people to abuse you, to insult you, to make you look like a second-class human, if that condition of mind can occur, then something new and something different will happen. I want to tell you, God is always ready. He waits for us to act. There was a point God was waiting for her to get to. And this other woman continued to think that everything was over. I have children. She has no children. Barrenness is not only on that part. We have it in our economic lives. We have it in our academic lives. We have it in so many other areas. As we speak, look at barrenness beyond just that one recorded in that place. Praise the Lord. That provocation became helpful. Please, if you don't get any other thing this morning, pick this up. Do not allow provocation to grind you. Do not allow provocation to launch you into depression. Don't allow provocation to keep you down for a long time. Provocation should be a launching pad. Provocation should move you into taking a firm decision on something positive. Provocation should make you decide and determine to move higher and farther in life. Provocation should make you determined to work harder. I know somebody who has obtained master's degree in English. She has taught English language in a tertiary institution. How did it happen? She could speak only broken English at some point in life. And she was visiting a friend. When she was there, they were speaking the broken English. The mother of the friend came in and rebuked her daughter. Is this the kind of friend you keep that cannot speak correct English? What are you people doing here? She spoke and spoke and spoke. This girl died while alive. It's like, this is not the level you should operate. This is not who your friend should be. For some, if they leave that house, they will go and be dying and dying and dying and dying and dying. That shouldn't be your case. Unbelievers will go and visit native doctors. What they told me today is too bad. Please give me something. I want to deal with this. What are you going to get if you deal with him? If you deal with her, your situation is still there. It has not changed. But this girl took a decision. She decided, I will read English. I will speak English. Not only will I read and speak, I will teach English. That's the condition of mind we're talking about. She went into writing exams, following it until she gained admission, went to read English, she learned how to speak. Her own English is not just ordinary English. She paid attention to it. What was driving her? Provocation. Provocation. And she got to where she would teach English in a tertiary institution. She has obtained master's degree. It's possible she will obtain PhD. Those that usually will have time, I do not have such time. They will want to go and visit that family again, if they can still be traced. They will go and visit to say, oh, see me now, I speak Queen's English. Queen's English. I have master's degree in it. Well, I'm no longer interested in friendship with you, but then I just said, let me pay this last visit. There is another story I heard that touched me so much. A boy in a primary school, his teacher will always say to him, you will never amount to anything in life. He will beat, flog, until he gave him a very serious injury by his waist. The scar remained there. He finished primary school, went to secondary school, eventually went to tertiary institution, got a job and was working. One day, recruitment was going on. I don't want to mention the agency in case. Recruitment was going on. This boy, the man's son, that teacher who had retired, his son had gone to the university, graduated, and was among those shortlisted. It's as if the job had been given already. They were just taking files to some offices and all the rest. And then he came to this office. The officer looked at his details and saw his surname. He then asked him politely, are you from so and so state? He said yes. He thought a good thing was coming. Oh, this your surname? He said yes. He mentioned the name of the man. Is that your father? He said yes. You are sure he's your father? He said, oh, every evidence was provided. Then the man stood up from his seat, pulled up his clothes and showed him. He said, do you see this scar here? Your father gave it to me. He told me repeatedly that I will not amount to anything in life. I'm not approving your document. Take them, go back. Tell him you met so and so person, gave him name in full. He has amounted to something and he is in this office now. That is provocation. That's what I'm talking about. It's not if they say you won't amount to anything, then you will go and be behaving in a manner that will actually make you not amount to anything. Instead, you will determine. If this is what you are saying, I will work both day and night. I will become something. I will become something. I don't know what words you may have been told. Ways that you may have been laughed at. Body languages that would have shown that you are nobody. Take it as a provocation. Let it move you into this condition of heart that I'm talking about. Something that will make you pray in a heavy way. Something that will make you determined to touch heaven. Something that will make you work so hard. Something that will make you study more. And you get to something in the process of time in this life. Human beings are human beings. Only God is God. Only Him is God. I said to my wife some point, talking about a place, I said, if that family is to choose, there are times some parents that make mistakes. They will have a child in the house who they will conclude poverty is his portion. He won't ever get to anything. From everything seen now, he won't reach anywhere. So the treatment will be running from the beginning. Sometimes I have seen with my eyes, for which we were discussing, that one looked down upon, insulted, and treated so badly, rises to be higher than all others. Some are hated. The hatred, you can touch it. You can cut part of it. You can experience this hatred because nothing is seen to be coming. But human beings are human beings. Only God is God. I was saying to her, if that mother was to select, if you give her to select among your children, which one would you want blessed? It won't be this one that is now blessed. But fortunately, it is not mother that will make this choice. It's not father that will make this choice. It's not pastor that will make this choice. It's not traditional ruler that will make this choice. This choice is between you and your God. You are the person to make this choice. God is the person to make this choice. No matter what you look like, no matter where you are coming from, there is no height you cannot get to if you are determined, if you can walk with God, if you can hit at that heaven, the supernatural, in the way never before. Sometimes it is your child that may be told such a thing. It pains parents when their child is told, you can't amount to anything. You won't ever get to anything. You are so provoked, and there is nothing you can do. You know the funniest part? They said those who live in glass houses shouldn't cast stones. Sometimes the person saying this thing, those that make these comments, it's not even as if they are so high placed. It's not as if they are so well highly placed. It's not as if they have crushed all the things that they are talking about. Just that there are people who cannot control their emotions. They can't control their tongues. They talk and talk and talk. And I have seen that in life, no matter how well developed we get to, such human beings will always be with us. They will always be around. But let me tell you, brothers and sisters, convert their recklessness to something helpful. Convert their recklessness to something that will lift you higher. Convert their recklessness to heavy prayers. Convert their recklessness to heavy determination. This year, the Lord will work for you so that those things that are used to laugh at you, to jeer at you, to make you look a person who is nowhere, the Lord will act on them and you will get off them. Look, under such situation, because I don't care about people's talks. If I'm doing dangerous prayers, my dangerous prayers, they are tied to people who want to kill. And not people who talk. What will your talk do to me? It's in your mouth. It's not stopping anything. It's not stopping anything. That you are saying something painful to me, it's not, it can pain me, but I've seen. It creates the condition of mind that I'm talking about. I see danger when somebody goes to a native doctor and says he wants me dead. That's where I see danger. And that is when I do dangerous prayers. I see danger when a person is coming from an occultic group and he wants to stop my progress. Do your talking, oh. You can attempt natural blockade. But when it is something supernatural and you are saying my family will not progress, you are saying that my life will not progress, you are saying that my ministry will not progress. No. As you are visiting native doctor, I have God that is more than a native doctor. Yeah, I will go there and I will do dangerous prayer. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. But if it is talks, do your talk, publish it. If you have money enough, you can even go to Daily Times. Put them there. It can only translate. It can only translate to something positive if you understand what I am talking about. The level of provocation that came that day made her go to God. And she prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed.
We hope this message has inspired you. Thank you for watching. To order for this message, please call 080-3641-2443. God bless you.